What is up, YouTube? In this video, I will be talking through 3 of my games that I played as Rus on Water. All of them are quite short, so I decided to compile them all in the same video. You can get a look at a couple of different situations that I encountered as Rus on Water. We actually won all of these games, and all the games that I've played on water with Rus using like a variation of one of these strategies, it's won me every single game so far. Keep in mind, I haven't played like a ton of them, but so far it's had a 100% success rate, and I look to give you some analysis and insights into each of these games. One of them is against the French, the other is against Holy Roman Empire, and the last one is a Rus mirror. So I take slightly different approaches with all of these games, and I hope to give you some of the insights from these. All of these games were using the build that I posted in one of my recent videos, so you can go check that out if you're interested. I will leave a card somewhere here so you can go check that out and replicate the build order yourself. Enjoy the video, guys. Alright guys, so we are going to take a look at a game that I played against Stinky King, who is an excellent player. I'd say he's definitely a higher skill level than me at the moment. So we're taking a look at the Rus water build that I kind of talked through in my previous video, and we're going to talk about some of the mistakes I made and also kind of quickly brush over the build order here. So in this particular build, I actually opted not to go for a scout straight away, whereas I think generally speaking it's going to be better, so do follow my build in that regard. I think I do add in a scout a little bit later, but I think I'd prefer just to have it straight away so you can get the deers, get both the deers straight away, and then go over and start harassing. So we're just going to fast forward a little bit, just going all new bills onto food at this stage of the game until we have 4 on food, and then we go on until we have 6 on wood, I believe. But I do recommend going 7 as it is slightly more efficient and not delaying any of your buildings or fishing ships. So France is notoriously known as probably the most dominant water civ at the moment. In tournaments, whenever you see Boulder Bay, usually France is going to be picked. So either a mirror match or France is picked by one of the players. But with this strat, I just don't see how France can beat it. And you'll see, like, so Dinky actually coached me on how to play water with the Rus, and this is kind of me implementing his coaching for, I think it's the first game that I tried this build, and we were able to take down France. So very strong build. Rus is insane on water. There's even a few things that I don't do perfectly here, but we'll touch on those as they kind of happen. So at this stage of the game, we've killed both of our hunts here. This scout should be going across the other side of the map to start harassing. We do harass his Vil here, get him off water, get him off gathering shorefish as well, but we could start harassing his dock and burn that down. Because we're aging sooner, I don't think it's possible for him to get this dock down before I get a lodger ship out, so I should just be on his side, harassing his dock and trying to kill that. So nonetheless, we're aging up with 6 Vils on the Golden Gate at this stage of the game. We have transferred all of our Vils off of food and onto wood here. And we have a total of 6 fishing ships here. So in our games, me and Dinky were playing custom games here, and there's just so much scout wars. Like, I think at a high level, it's so important to kind of make sure you're doing as much damage in harassing as much as you can with your scouts. So as you can see, we're aging up around 5 minutes, which is insane for water maps. Like, most other civs will definitely not be getting up at this time. That's just due to the bounty that you get. You don't have to actually mine for the gold. And we're also only producing 6 fishing ships, so we can get up quicker as well. And then start producing lodges straight away. So we're transforming one ship, coming across the other side, killing his first fishing boat here, and we'll kill all of his fishing boats that don't get garrisoned inside of a dock. So he's realized that he wants to keep these fishing ships alive, so he's brought them over here to fish and trying to build a dock there, but I believe we deny that. Like, so that's one important thing. Don't just sit with both your ships here. It's not really going to get much done in terms of getting the dock down. Look to see if they're trying to put a dock elsewhere. So that's huge in denying his fishing eco here. These guys have nowhere to garrison, and now he's obviously going to be producing a hulk, and at this stage I might slow it down a little bit. But we're actually constantly producing lodges, and we're putting our second dock down here. Back at home, we built a tower as well to increase the gather rate of our wood villagers here. And then we'll put our second dock down. I actually think it's better off putting 2 docks down earlier because you will be able to trade here in a second. So I actually have a ticket available to trade, and then I can start double producing lodges. So as soon as the Hulk comes out, obviously we cannot fight this Hulk, so we need to back off. So I'm keeping one here, harassing his fishing eco, not letting him get another dock up, and we're just going to pull back for the time being. Obviously we can't fight a Hulk at this stage of the game, we don't have enough lodges, but as soon as we get a couple more out of these double dock here, we'll easily be able to overwhelm the Hulks. Now, denying this dock for as long as I did was massive in this game. It's going to prevent him from overwhelming us with Hulks here, but nonetheless you should over time be able to overwhelm him. Now this is a big mistake here. I think he has to fight now, because if he just runs away, my lodges will just run it down and it'll die. I think in this situation he actually does try and run away, but then realizes he's not going to get away, so he tries to do as much damage as he can. But now, 1 Hulk down, we lose maybe 2 lodges? Okay, we lose 1 lodger for 1 Hulk, which is insane. So basically, as French, they can't come and harass your eco. Because they're so immobile, it's just easy for you to run down his Hulks and kill them all. In this game, one thing I didn't do so well was harass the dock with my scouts. I think I lost 1 scout to a TC, which is a bit of a mistake. But we could have done a lot more damage here and potentially look to siege that down even quicker. He probably would come and repair it with a Vil, but that also means more idle time for a Vil, and you're wasting wood on the dock repairing rather than more ships. So as you can see, we have 7 lodges at this stage. We're getting our 3rd dock down, and we can afford to produce. We're also about to get our upgrade for the attack here. I probably have a little bit too many on wood here. I could have swapped to gold earlier, which I kind of refined in the builder in my last video. I only went 20 Vils on wood rather than 22. But nonetheless, we're still able to kind of produce and get a good mass out. So now we're getting the attack upgrade. We're triple producing lodger attack ships, and as soon as we get this attack upgrade in, it's pretty much GG, right? He doesn't have many Hulks because we denied that second dock for so long. If we swap to his view, he would have had the res to produce more Hulks earlier on, but at this stage of the game, now we're just like, the mass that we're going to be able to create is like too crazy, and as French, he literally can't push, otherwise he just dies. So we have 6 fishing boats. I think we created an extra fishing boat when we didn't have the gold to create another lodger. And he has like, what, 2, 3, 4 fishing ships. And he's just about to lose water here. Look how much damage they do when they have the +1 attack. It's kind of insane. Now in this game, I don't actually get the defense upgrade, because the French Hulk has high base damage, and because they have high base damage, the +1 armor is really not going to help you that much. But now we just got too many lodges. We just absolutely overwhelm his Hulks, and I think he just calls it GG from here. Like, look, we just like have an insane mass right now. We could look at bringing some of these fishing ships back, not fishing ships, lodger ships back, and heal them up. But we also want the mass, so if anything pops out of here, it just dies straight away. So he's only producing from this dock because at the moment he literally can't produce from this dock, and he just calls it there. And as simple as that, he just overwhelmed the French that quickly, and GG was called. So that's the build in action. Hopefully this is a bit more helpful in seeing how we can actually approach the water fights. But yeah, make sure you're trying to deny that second dock, kill all the fishing eco with that 1 lodger ship, or 2 lodger ships once you create one out of the dock, and then go from there. Now in this game, we're up against Stinky once again. In this one, I'm doing the same build with only making 1 lodger attack ship. I do recommend against HRE actually going for the all-in build. I will show you a variation of that in my next video in a Rus mirror. But nonetheless, I just wanted to show you like how powerful Rus on water is. Like, basically Dinky gets the ideal start that you have for the HRE in this matchup because I didn't go the all-in attack. But you'll see here that like Rus is just so powerful on water. Like, I don't think people have caught on to how good they are on these types of map yet, which is why we're mostly just seeing French being played on these at a competitive level. But yeah, you guys are getting the word a bit earlier, so you can start destroying French people on this map on ladder. So yeah, let's fast forward this a little bit and show you what happens. So in this situation, as HRE, if you are up against Rus, your best chance is to open one dock, make 6 fishing ships, and then from there you want to only have 6 because you know he's going to come early and he's going to deny your fishing ships if you make more. So you're not going to get the return that you need from those extra fishing ships because Rus ages so early. Once again, back at it with the scout wars. I don't know where my other scout is. I definitely made a second scout, but I don't know where he is right now. Oh, here he is, collecting sheep. So yeah, the opening is exactly the same as the last video and also the build order that I created as well. But big shout out to Dinky as well. He definitely helped me a lot with this build. I changed a few small little things that he kind of would normally just improvise on, but with his game sense it's obviously a bit different to someone that's a bit newer to this, so I kind of refined it down to maybe not the perfect macro but really solid macro for you guys to follow. So once again we're going with 6 fishing ships. He's doing the same, but he's getting that second dock down before the 5-minute mark, because 5-minute mark is around when Rus will be aging on water, or at least he knows the strat as well, so he's making sure he gets that second dock down before I come across. Because if I come across too early and he doesn't have that second dock down, he won't be able to build it with his fill. And he also that means he won't be able to double produce galleys once he ages up, which is hugely important in this. You'll see that he does push back my lodger attack with the double galley production, but eventually we just overwhelm him. Because another crazy thing about lodgers that the galley doesn't have is they can attack while moving. So as soon as they overstep what they're actually able to do, they get punished super hard, because when they're running away, we're attacking, he's not attacking, so we're just getting really favorable trades. So at this stage, we're just trying to idle his fishing eco here. And he's going to double produce galleys here. But I'm just producing lodges from the one dock, getting down my second dock as soon as I can with the wood I have. I built the tower before the dock, but one thing I think is more important is actually getting that second dock down first, so you can start double producing and then build the tower for the 20% wood increase. So he's pushed me away with the double galley. I can't fight double galleys under his dock. To be honest, even if he wasn't healing in that fight, I think 2 galleys would actually beat 4 lodges. So we're just coming back and we're kind of just healing up a bit and massing before we come for our second attack. More scout wars here. Then every game was just like non-stop scout wars while we're like setting up our water battle and things like that. But yeah, nonetheless, I think we would have a blacksmith sometime soon. Okay, we're getting it now. So what we're doing now is waiting for a timing attack for when we have our blacksmith upgrades. I actually think I come in a bit preemptively, but I'm not actually committing to a fight. I'm just waiting for this to come in before I take it. So we have 9 right now and he has 5. Obviously his ships are much more expensive, so we're able to mass more. And in a second I'll probably drop a 3rd dock here. There it is. Oh no, didn't work. Oh no, this guy's coming out. It's a bit of an error there. But I couldn't really harass his docks because he made 2 scouts himself. But he's actually committing to this fight. He's feeling confident, but we have +1 attack. He doesn't have anything. And in this particular fight, I actually decided to transform some of my fishing ships just to make sure I win this. Like, I didn't know how convincingly I would win this fight, so I did it on the back end here. These guys are transforming, but I think we probably would have won without it anyway. And as you can see, now he has to retreat and he can't shoot. He basically has to commit unless, I don't know, I feel like he kind of has to commit because he takes so much damage running back. But he's wanting to use his fishing ships and his dock to heal up his boats. But we're able to just overwhelm him once again with lodges. And now we're literally triple producing lodger attack ships with no problems. And so in this situation, if you are fighting under someone's dock and they are repairing with fishing ships, just destroy the fishing ships and back out. Or if you're confident that you'll still win the fight after killing the fishing ships, just fight. So he's lost all of his weak eco at this stage on water. And we're, I don't know, pretty even. I'm a little bit ahead in the naval fight here. And then I think just having these 3 reinforcement lodges just makes me win this fight convincingly. And he's not backing out once again because he'll just take infinite damage. One thing I recommend, as soon as you can, once you have the gold, after you've been triple producing and whatnot, get the additional sails here, so you can like punish him even more for running away from a fight. And we win the water. Now, if this was like an online ladder game, the HRE player would probably continue playing and like maybe try to go fast imp or something like that. But the point of these custom games that we're playing was to actually just basically test the strength of like warship fights. And Rus, I think literally every single game we played probably like 6 or 7 using HRE, French and Rus. Rus won every single time. Even when I was brand new to like learning the build, we still managed to win every time. And he did the same thing. He played Rus against my HRE and just won every time. Alright, so this one was a Rus mirror. This was on the ladder. It's not often you get to play Boulder Bay on the ladder because a lot of people dodge it. I was one of those people before actually deciding to learn how to play on water. Which is obviously, Boulder Bay is quite a popular tournament map for some reason. So learning this is actually going to be helpful for future tournaments that I participate in. So this one is a Rus mirror, and like I said in my guide, oh, this is interesting. Like I said in my guide, the objective to winning this matchup is to age up as quickly as possible and have the lodger advantage. Prevent him from kind of having enough fishing ships to transform, and then win that way. As you can see, this game's very short because of my lodger all-in attack, and it basically just wins me the game super quickly. Let's fast forward a little bit. We've run through this opening enough, I think, that you kind of get the idea. And we're building our first dock. I don't know why he goes hunting cabin. This does seem a bit strange. I haven't watched this recording before. It's not right. Like, there's no way that investing in this hunting cabin is worth it. I mean, you save 1 villager, but it delays your fishing eco and everything like that too long. So he's probably only going to get his dock down right about now. This is a mistake from him, but at the end of the day, I think it's still worth showing this. Just so you can actually win the mirror matchups yourself. In this game, I actually opt to only go 1 scout. I don't know if this is the correct decision or not. It's something I'll have to kind of test out a little bit more, but I feel like because my goal was to age up so fast, I didn't want to skip out on a vill, and also I didn't believe he was going to be able to siege down my dock quick enough. So I didn't think I was under real threat here by having 1 less scout. I killed both of my hunts with the 1 scout, so that was fine. Come and harass my villager. And this is something that you should be really active with in your water games, is harassing with scouts. In any other matchup, I would have 2 scouts right now on the map, just harassing. So I put 9 vills on my landmark here. I have 5 fishing ships. I actually don't opt to go for 6 because I'm aging up a lot earlier. So I wanted to make sure I had the wood available to kind of make sure I could transform as many ships as possible. This is a mistake as well. I think I just wasn't paying attention. And I actually kind of only I have 2 vills on food, which is a mistake. They should be on wood. But I think I realized after I age up and I sent all of these guys to wood, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit idle time here because I was focusing on transforming these ships here. If you did get more bounty as well, you could also go for 4. So you just need to kind of take into account how much bounty you have, whether you can make transform 3 or 4 Lodger ships. If I had a few more sheep, I could have actually transformed a 4th ship, but I didn't have the sheep to do it in this situation. So he actually goes double dock this early, which I think it works out well for him because he can garrison more fishing ships, but I think it's weird that he did go this. Like in most situations, I'd be up earlier and he'd only be able to garrison 3 of his ships. And if he's only able to garrison 3 of his ships, he literally can't transform enough to match my mass here. Now I'm sending 1 Lodger ship back here because he's got 2 scouts burning down my dock. And these guys kind of just patrolling. This guy was checking if there was any more fishing ships out and about. And then these guys are going to sit. Now in this game, I didn't actually realize you could transform ships inside of your dock. I'm actually not sure how you do it. Yeah, I really don't know. But anyway, let's fast forward a little bit. So he's aged up now. Maybe he doesn't transform them. Maybe I just misinterpret it and he just has fishing ships in there. So now he's just... Yeah, I don't think he can actually. Let's see how many pop out once these guys come out. Let's swap to his view here. Yeah, so it is only 2. Okay, never mind. He didn't transform it in there. So if you've got him idled inside of his dock, I think I thought he had more than 2 here, just because they look so similar, and now he's transformed 2 of them. But if I just stayed under his base, I could have killed all his fishing ships there. I probably would have lost 1 or 2 of my lodges, but if I'm killing all these fishing ships, it's probably worth it. Maybe. Might not be, but... Now I have double dock at home. He's behind on Lodger mass. I pull back the low one just so it doesn't die. Kill his fishing ship, warships here, and he literally can't come back at this point. So he just quits. And that's the all-in. So with this all-in, the objective is not necessarily to transform 6 ships. It's more to age up as quickly as possible and have 3 to 4 in his base straight away. So I hope that you found this helpful, guys, and if you did enjoy this, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate all the support you guys can give me, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks, guys.